Nasıl bir insan kaynakları programına başlıyoruz. Bu haftaki konuğum İngiltere'den Global Payroll Association Başkanı Melanie. Hi Melanie.
Hi,
That's a real pleasure to have you with us. Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you for your time. So you built something truly remarkable with the Global Payroll Association. I think the name may be changed now, but I know that as a Global Payroll Association, maybe you will tell the story what it is. Actually, it's not an organization only. It's you build a global community, and so I would like to ask, what was in the beginning? What inspired you to create such a organization? What was the when was the moment that you made you think about that?
Yeah, so my background originally was in recruiting, hiring staff, and for many years in the payroll industry. So I've always worked in the payroll industry, really. And I built businesses for other people, and I decided to go out on my own and build my own business. And whilst I was doing that, somebody was selling the first ever online payroll magazine, and they had something like 50 people it was going out to. So I decided to buy that magazine, and Richard, the developer or the producer of the magazine, he stayed with us, and we ended up building the magazine into a global format. And I remember saying to the team, I think within a short period of time it will go global, and everyone's like, no. Anyway, so the magazine did go global, and within a matter of months we had people contacting us, how do we process payroll in Africa, or like South Africa or Nigeria? And then we'd have somebody saying, I'm having an issue with my provider in America, could you help us out? And so we'd have people from all around the world contacting us, phoning us, just saying, do you know how we could do something? And I met with Michael Bear in Washington, in the States, and he was like, so what are you doing? And I was telling him, he says, oh, so you're setting up like a global payroll association? And I was like, oh my God, that's what it is. And we work with Michael now, so we've gone full circle. But so we had the idea, but we didn't know what to call it. We didn't know. So I have to say, with thanks to Michael to actually name it for us. Yeah, and then it's just grown. So it's it really is community led, because it's grown by what the community needs, the payroll community.
Yeah, when actually started?
So I think it's about 14 years ago now. So maybe 2000. I don't. It's terrible, isn't it? I should know. It feels like it's been going forever. But about sort of 12, 14 years that we've been going, and so we built it for a couple of years before we launched it, because we wanted to make sure that we were doing it correctly. So it's been going for quite a while now.
I mean, that's very good and also inspiring for us. Actually, you inspire me to build a Turkish Payroll Association here in Turkey.
Yeah, and you're doing an amazing job.
Yeah. Actually, really inspiring. What you do.
Oh, thank you.
That is very good. Actually, also as a Turkish Payroll Association now, we're currently working to have a payroll formally recognized as an occupation. Actually, we have, but not in the government point of view. So actually, we're trying to set the standards, certifications as a more defined career path. But really, actually, your association actually really inspired me to this even. But from your side, from Global Payroll Association side, or in England, how this certification goes?
Yeah, so in different countries, they obviously have in-country payroll associations similar to yourself. So you have the CIPP and the National Payroll Institute in Canada. So one thing that we're trying to work towards this year is trying to allow people to be certified by the DPA in different countries, because there isn't a global certification, or in some countries.
Yeah, it's impossible to have a global certification, for sure.
So we're working on that actually this year to see how that would look and how it would work. As always, you know, waiting on tech to get sorted. But the idea is there, and I hope that we can launch something September, October this year, to really put a stamp on people, like, so they can actually say, you know, this is my results, this is what I can achieve in different countries. And then do we have it then that you have people who are, you know, global payroll people, because they process payrolls in multiple countries. So I think we just want to give people a bit more recognition for what they do, all the amazing achievements.
Yeah. Actually, also what you're doing at Global Payroll Awards, and actually this is really a meaningful tradition in our field. I really like it. I wonder, how did this idea of these awards come from? How it happened? Because it's such an inspiring tool. You know, you're putting a spotlight to the boring payroll. You know, it's so nice.
I do think it's a really good way to celebrate the industry. And I have to be honest, it wasn't a unique idea to run awards in payroll, but it was maybe a unique idea to have a global payroll awards. And at the beginning, I was really nervous because I was like, oh my God, will people attend? You know, will they come? And I don't know if it's slightly irresponsible, but I felt like, let's try it. Let's try the first awards. But I knew it had to be in a really amazing location. So we did it in the Tower of London in London in the UK. And a lot of people... Sorry?
When was it?
It's 9 years ago. So it's 10 years. Yeah, 10 years next year. And we had an amazing turnout. And like even last year, I think we had people from 28 countries. So now, you know, it really is growing. And we're also getting people from different countries that are joining us. So I really hope it does inspire people. And really, hopefully, it gives payroll a spotlight on what people do and what they can achieve. And even, you know, the process is... You know, even if you don't win, there's still a process. So you've done well to go through that process as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, for us too, that I feel that, you know, what it is, you know, we got the award 2 times, and every year that we're preparing for it, it's really exciting, even the preparation. So we've been shortlisted as a data system for many times. And this is really a really good thing to do.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say
how to control it, because you have a system, you have some jury, etc. You know.
Yeah. So we take it very seriously, and I would say the judges take it even more seriously. So one criticism that sometimes I may receive is that it's not independent, or people perceive it's not independent. But one thing I can truly say, it's independent. So me as a GPA, none of the team at the GPA have any say over who wins the award, so we're kept out of it. We organise, but we're kept out of the final decision. And we have our judges, and they put about 50 hours into the whole process, if not more. So it's a very long process. They have scorecards, they interview certain categories, and then we get together to discuss who wins. So it's a proper process. of how people win. And I'm very proud that the judges take it so seriously, because they see that there's a responsibility that they have as well. So it's a big job every year. It's not like just picking somebody out of a hat. It is a very big job.
Yeah. I can imagine. Last time it was in Warsaw.
Yes.
I came in, and I surprised it was become really big organization.
Yeah.
The companies attend this organization with a big number of people.
Yes.
It's growing.
Yeah. I think some people take their team, or they might bring some clients. And we always try and do something a little bit different so that people can really enjoy the experience, as well as winning or not winning. But anyway, they enjoy
it. Yeah, it's not very important actually. This process is very important. All this excitement and the networking.
Yes.
Yeah, and also sharing. Everywhere we go lately, conferences, meetings, even the cafe chats, it feels like everybody talking about AI. All the companies would like to jump on this AI train, and nobody wants to be left on, standing on the platform. I'm going to ask about AI.
Yeah.
But when it comes to payroll, it's, so much heavy in the compliance, data privacy, all sort of things, Where do you see that AI actually making this meaningful impact on payroll? Also we should be cautious. Actually, we are trying to hop from the last wagon to the AI train, but even these companies maybe would like to do something with AI. Even, it's not the right train or wrong train, but everybody would like to do something. And I know you're attending so many conferences. We were together in Dubai also, people talking about AI. So what is your idea? Where is there AI actually doing meaningful impact?
So I think there is definitely AI fatigue, because a lot of people are talking about AI. I'm slightly cynical with AI at the moment, but I was at a meeting yesterday where somebody is using AI within their HR department, and it is saving time on reports. So I think there are some significant benefits to AI or using AI within your department. I don't think it's necessarily as easy as implementing AI. I think you need to find the technical people that can build the products. I think for payroll and compliance, it's not there yet. We tried to build something ourselves, and I've spoken to many people who are building AI solutions. We're trawling the web for compliance, but I think you still need to check where that's coming from, the information on AI. I know, some of the younger generation using ChatGPT or Copilot, and the information that's coming up isn't necessarily correct. So I think there's we're at the situation just right now where we can't necessarily trust AI for compliance. I don't think it's going to get rid of the payroll industry. I think it will remove some of the repetitive, boring stuff. I think it will help the payroll industry with data, and you report into the C-suite to show the information that you do have. I think it will make things quicker. But also, I think within the payroll industry and AI, you still need a person, you still need a physical person to interpret what it's telling you. But also, payroll is such an important part of an employee and why they go to work. So if there is an issue, I think people still eventually want to talk to a person rather than technology. So I don't, and also the other thing is, we were discussing this yesterday, is that technology, we rely so much on technology at the moment, but as we all know, technology can let us down. So whether it's cybersecurity attack, or we have the CrowdStrike or something like that, so technology can let us down. So people still need to know how to run payroll. COVID, for example, offices were shut down overnight, and payroll people had to almost, in some situations, go back to basics for a little while whilst it was becoming the new norm. So AI, I think, is good, but let's see.
Yeah, we shouldn't be in automatic pilot.
Yes.
Definitely. Definitely. But still, the professionals, us, we need to stay relevant one way or other. So actually talking so many people, and also young people from the payroll industry, what do you think, what skills should the next generation of payroll leader, they will become a leader focused on still so much in the regulations, or what,
I think so. If I think about what payroll people were like 30 years ago, it is so different. Every 10 years you look at the type of people that are entering the payroll industry, and it's constantly changing. And I would say that people are more dynamic. I always feel like you still need the people that are your regulars. I don't want to say plodders. I don't know if you'll understand that, but you've always got the people that will always just want to do payroll, just do the data entry or whatever. But there are a lot more people that are entering the industry that are a lot more dynamic. They're not more networkers. They want to have a seat at the table. And I think the new skill set is you're going to have to understand AI. You're going to have to understand technology. It maybe is going to be more data driven. You're going to need to understand analytics to interpret that data. What does that data mean? So I don't think and I could be wrong, but I don't think it's going to be necessarily AI driven type people, like job titles. However, I feel like the new skill set coming in is that they want data driven people and people that do understand AI and chat and automation and all of that sort of thing. So tech is going to be a huge new skill set, or a skill set that's going to be consistently evolving over the next few years.
Definitely. So when you're talking about this, the skill set, I know that GPA doing some training programs for sort of global certification, or could you please tell us about your training program? I know that some of that we become a part of it for Turkey. So how it is going?
Yeah, so again, it's constantly evolving, and we're looking for trainers in new areas. I think what's quite interesting is that different years there are different countries where there's a need, obviously, because there's a big change in compliance. So compliance changes in every country. A few years ago, everyone wanted to know about Poland because they had a big compliance change, big payroll change. At the moment, the Middle East is quite a big area where people want training. And also the LATAM area, they're like the key areas that we need to start looking to provide further training.
So you do the training program for each country that, when how they require?
Yeah, so we have training programs similar to the ones that we run with you in Turkey. Oh gosh, I don't know how many countries, maybe about 30 countries. And we also have a global certificate as well, which is more about project management. So we had Graham Jenkins, who was or is a consultant who's worked in very big organisations to project management on the project management side, who's run that program. And we will be developing other programs as we go along. But yes, we run training programs in different countries.
Super. And can a Turkish payroll professional also can attend such a program?
Anybody can attend.
Yeah, that's very good. That's very good. Actually,
sorry, say
please tell.
No, sorry, I was just going to say, but all our programs are in English because we found with the global community that seems to be the common language that everyone speaks.
Super. And I also want to know one program. Actually, it's needed. I saw it several occasions for global mobility. It's become an issue on payroll because there is remote workers and also transfers and also all together, and the different tax law, different social security law all together. Yeah. It's very complicated subject. I saw something about it, but not as a training program.
We do run a training program for people within the UK and also people outside the UK for global mobility. So as you said, it's such a complicated topic, and we have a trainer, Lee McIntyre Hamilton, and he's a global mobility expert, and he runs those training programs for us, and also he does a consultancy. He has consultancy time for our members as well, because as you say, it's very difficult. There's a lot of compliance around global mobility, and to be honest, Lee is our expert. He's the man that we go to for that.
Yes, and also changing every day because it's so much this remote working and everything. So interesting subject also.
Yeah, and especially since COVID as well. One of the things that always amazed me was that companies were finding their employees had just moved without telling them. So they'd moved to Spain for 2 years, but they hadn't told their employers. So that's where we'd get Lee involved. Lee, we need you to help. So it's an interesting time.
Yeah, definitely. If they stay longer in one country, they become the tax, problem for this company.
Yeah.
Definitely. Everything can happen. So interesting subject.
It is.
Definitely. So, if Melanie, looking ahead, you're all this starting the impossible. What I'm saying, really, great girl. Looking ahead, what is your future dream for global payroll community? What is next?
Yeah, I think it's building out on the assessment that we want to do, so we can have people proudly promote their skill set, their knowledge, and what they can do. So that's something that I want to do. But a bit similar to what you guys were doing at Data Assist is helping people coming into. So this is where you've helped inspire us. Is helping people without payroll experience to get into the payroll industry. So at the moment, every country I go to, and it was even mentioned yesterday at a meeting I was in, was about the skill set of how do we get new people into the payroll industry, and also the skill set of people in the industry. So we've got the assessment tool coming, but we've also got the payroll pathways. Our colleague Nilufer has done a fantastic job in Australia, and she's got a free training program about payroll in the Australian education system. So she's done a fantastic job there. But
I heard that it's even in the high school, not in even university.
No, it's in high school. Yeah, she's done a great job.
How come?
Do you know what? I think it's just talking to people, networking, and offering what we had. And literally just by chance, she was at the right place at the right time and had the right people there. And they were happy to take it on board. And she's done, I think she had 200 students a couple of weeks ago go through it. And over 70% said they were interested in payroll afterwards. She did an amazing job, and that's something that we want to replicate in other countries. So that's the future, is to get people into the industry. So that's the goal, is to give people the empowerment that's already in payroll, but then to get people to understand what payroll is, and to get them into the industry. So and in that way. Yeah.
Yeah, actually the young people not so much interested in payroll in Turkey too. And the young workers would like to be in the HR.
Yeah.
Somehow HR looks more inspiring for them, more sexy in some way.
Yeah.
Not payroll. What do you think about that? What is your idea about that?
Well, one of the things that this isn't because of this, but we have changed our name to Global Payroll Alliance, because it feels that we're more of an alliance. So that's what we're working on this year. And when we spoke to the younger generation, they preferred alliance because they found it a bit more, not trendy, because it's not trendy, but they just felt more associated to alliance than association. Yeah. But you're right, payroll isn't seen as inspiring, but there's nothing out that generally there's nothing really out there for the younger generation to see anything about payroll. It's just something they just get their money, but they don't know about the process of payroll. And I think what we found is when we show people what payroll is, they're like, oh, okay, this is actually pretty cool, or this is something I'd be interested in. So I think that's another job of the GPA, to try and make it more inspiring to get them in.
Yeah, actually, you even did some TikTok videos.
Yes. and that's the way to do it. To be fair, we need to stop thinking, as a 50-year-old person, but I've got to start thinking of a 16 to 25-year-old person, and what would make them interested in payroll. Like, how do we think of that and try and make it inspiring? And so we've done some work on that. So once we start launching the payroll pathways, we'll start looking at how to inspire to the younger generation.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's really appreciated. So we are inspiring in each other in this subject. Actually, definitely. So if you just fast forward for, let's say, 10 years, what would you love to see the Global Payroll Alliance professionals around the world, what would be accomplishing? What do you think? It's a
long time, but I think basically in 10 years' time, I would love to have someone say what is payroll, and that people understand what payroll is, and that they are joining the industry, and it's got a seat at the board. It's got a seat at C-suite, that actually people understand it's not just touching the magic button, that there is a process, there is complexity, there is compliance, there is technology. So I think in 10 years' time, it would be great to have the normal person you're sitting next to on the train, and then they say, what do you do? And I say, I'm in the payroll industry. And they go, oh, that's really interesting. Not what is payroll. So I think in 10 years' time, I want everyone to understand what payroll is, to want to join the industry, and that we've got a seat at the board, a chief payroll operator, to have it more established, and for people to feel proud to be working in payroll, but also for the payroll people as well to have more support from their organisations. So that must be able to happen in 10 years. That's what I hope, anyway.
That's great. That's great. But 10 years time, something will evolve in a different format. Actually, maybe there won't be no more classical payroll, because this how we call workforce is changing in a way. There is gig economy, that freelancers, and the payrolling all together. I think this industry also should be evolved in a way, not only classical workers and payrolls, because it's changing in a way that would be more actually covering more different workforces than before, how I feel. What do you think about that?
Yeah, and actually, so when earned wage access or daily pay was introduced, it wasn't, and it still isn't very popular with the payroll industry. More and more people are taking it up.
Yeah.
But I think what it's done is open the conversation of why wait a week, why wait a month to be paid. And actually, in 10 years' time, it's a really good point that it could be daily pay, that you just draw your money down. So I think even if you do or don't like the solution, what it's done is opened up the conversation of, do we change the way we pay people? And we won't be paying people in the same way in 10 years' time. I think it will be faster, quicker, and the traditional way of paying people will be different in 10 years' time.
Yeah. Even maybe the bank don't involve so much.
Go straight through. Yeah. Less fees. So I think that is a reality, that will change.
Yeah, that also will change. So a lot of future inspiration, definitely.
There is a lot.
So thank you so much, Melanie, for your time. Would you like to add something? Would you like to say something to our payroll industry?
I always appreciate I appreciate what you invited me today, and I really enjoy working with you and the industry in Turkey. And it's really great to see everyone developing the payroll industry in Turkey. It's really great and inspiring to see. But I just think
we have our challenges much, changing payroll, and we have sort of pay, there is payment under the table, etc. So it's so many things. We have different challenges in Turkey, definitely.
Yeah, and but still, everyone that I have met is very passionate about payroll, and they understand the challenges and are so professional. So it's very passionate, very professional, and I always enjoy coming to Turkey and meeting everyone. So
thank you so much. Thank you so much. Actually, you inspire us a lot. First of all, you inspire me to start a payroll association in Turkey, and we're doing a great job now. All this certification, and we're about to start a training program with an university as a Turkish Payroll Association. So you really inspire us.
Well, I'm going to be learning a lot off you as well. So over the years, we'll be working with each other, and I'll be definitely learning a lot from what you guys are achieving. So it's one of those industries where you learn something new every single day, and I think that's really important. So thank you very much.
That is, thank you so much for your time and giving all this inspiration to me and the Turkish payroll industry. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good day.